This is a connecting rod bearing. I'm trying to count how many pits there are in it, and it's hard to tell because they vary in how deep they are. And right now there doesn't look like there's that much damage from it, but you can see these trails from each one of those pits where it's tracing a scratch down those, and eventually those are going to get deeper and wear the bearing out more. So this spot right here that I'm looking at is just some staining from oil sitting on it, like while I had it sitting outside of the engine and stuff. Same thing with this one. I think this one is the deepest pit. So I can't tell how bad the wear is on these. So I'm going to defer to the people watching this video. This one I've just rinsed off with water and dish soap and then dried it immediately afterwards, which, people might not be happy about, but, it looks like it did like before I washed it. That's how much of the upper material is left still. So, like that more copper looking band. Still looks like there's plenty of material there. This is what the back of it looks like, and it makes me wonder if it's been spun at some point. I don't think so, because I've seen the damage that other ones take on after they've been spun, and I think it's just from it sitting in there, and moving around some. Because I don't think there is any, I don't think the back of them really matters so much. Can somebody tell me if these bearings are good or not? The backs of them look discolored and worn, but this side looks okay. There's some pitting. Is it supposed to do that or not? I'm going to do my best to show how I was able to get the number 2. I'm going to try to see if I can show how I'm getting these pistons out. Oh, that's not good. Is that rust? Please let that not be rust. Looks like it might be rust. Oh well. Oh, actually that's a bad thing because it's a crankshaft. I mean, look, it's not my fault. I'm trying to protect it from the elements as best as I can. Alright, all I'm doing is I'm pushing on the studs with the handle of this thing because it's soft and plastic. I'm just trying to push on the studs of the connecting rod. I'm going to have to rotate the crankshaft some. Should just pop out. Yeah, I did it. And I'm going to do that with the other one. Go pull it out first. Okay, this is the number 4 one. I scratched with just my fingernail on the top of these to show which one. I've got the pistons out. I scratched just with my fingernail on the top of these to keep which one was which straight. So I've got them labeled with tape and a Sharpie on the end of them now. So this is what they look like before. A lot of carbon buildup, like just this discoloration on the sides. Like I'm seeing like some streaks, like you know, some of those vertical lines on the side. But you know, those horizontal lines, like just from the manufacturer, like they're all still there. So this is after this has been soaking in a mixture of 91% rubbing alcohol. It's got water in it, which is why I prefer 100% ethanol if I had, you know, access to it. But it's also got just coarse salt in there. So it looks like it has taken some of it off, like just at least on the skirt there. So I'm gonna scrub this. The oil ring is the thing I was most concerned with. Trying to make sure that that thing gets unstuck, because the oil ring on all these, like those can all move around. Like the piston rings, I took off that one just to experiment and see if it was going to be helpful in cleaning it, but as long as they can rotate and move around, like who cares? I'd prefer if it would just take off everything from these, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I might try to use like some harsher stuff on it, you know, like paint thinner. People use acetone. I could try, you know, a bunch of different chemicals, white vinegar. People just have all kinds of different ideas for what it is that takes off carbon on things. People have used like zip ties to clean valves, like intake and exhaust valves. Like if you chuck those up into a drill and use them that way. But I don't know if it really even matters that much with cylinder or with piston heads. I left this piston soaking overnight in the 91% alcohol solution. I've also got the rings in there, so the goal was to... It feels like it's frozen. Nah, it's just stiff. Was to soften up the carbon that's on there and to try to make it less gummy. It's not to just make it so it completely dissolves off. Alright, I don't know if this is wasted or pointless effort, but I've gotten these clean, so I've meticulously scraped the carbon off of this as best I can, or as good enough as I can. Got the carbon out of all these channels with a mixture of coarse salt and isopropyl alcohol, so it looks better. And I'm hoping that everything will just float freely now. A set of these, like a complete set of these, costs $30. I haven't seen ones that include this piece though. I don't know if this is a universal piece or not, but at least the ones on eBay aren't listing that, as far as I can tell immediately. Before and after, this is the number 1 piston. It's got kind of a matte finish on top. First oil ring has a mirror finish. The second one, you know, looks dull, and all the channels in this are cleaned out and stuff. the discoloration is less on this, you know, but it's still got kind of these things that look like vertical striations or scratches. There's a lot of carbon buildup on the number 2 one still, because I haven't cleaned it. I've scrubbed it a little bit. Top ring still has mirror finish, the other one looks dull. A lot of discoloration on the sides, and the channels in this look like they're all blocked up and stuff. So I'm gonna maybe try white vinegar and see if it'll clean this easier, because it was still a lot of scratching the carbon to try to get it out. I can't really make a one-to-one comparison with these because this one started out dirtier than this one. So I haven't soaked this one overnight in vinegar or anything. I just soaked it for like half an hour. I did find that it was easier to clean the piston rings and the oil ring off with the vinegar, but as far as like cleaning the actual piston, the stuff that's hardened onto the piston head and the sides of the piston, like, it didn't do any better than the other thing. If anything, like the alcohol actually did better in terms of getting it off the sides. So I've cleaned out the channels in this. Same with cleaning out all the little spots in the oil ring. I'm gonna try this next, although people, I know they say you're not supposed to do it because it can damage like metal and cause embrittlement of metal or just chemical changes in the metal. But I'm like, yeah, but I want to get it clean. I cleaned this one with 91% ethanol and coarse salt. I cleaned this one with vinegar and washed it off with the 91% ethanol. This one, it wasn't even close. I used the oven cleaner on it, and I've read that you're not supposed to use it because it'll cause changes in the metal, including but not limited to embrittlement. But you know, it cleaned it off really fast, and that's, I guess, the most important thing. I think even if it did cause embrittlement, I'm washing the stuff off of the piston rings pretty much immediately, and the stuff that is on the upper layer is what's going to be affected the most. You know, if it's an oil ring, I'm spraying it on there and it's attacking the oil. It's not really attacking the metal mostly. So I'm washing it off soon after I've soaked it. You know, and with the piston head, it's got tons and tons of material there. It's not going to be taking off like 1/1000th of an inch. You know, we're talking like tens of thousandths of an inch at most, or, you know, less than that. You know, as far as the embrittlement and stuff goes, I really don't think it's going to penetrate that far down into it. You know, the most I can probably see it affecting things is if it contaminates the motor oil, you know, and causes problems from there. But again, I'm rinsing it off with isopropyl, so I don't think it's really going to matter. I haven't had to I have a clean nail here, and what I'm going to do is put it inside the oil hole of the crankshaft. It's going to go up in there. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to rotate the crankshaft so that it goes up, makes contact with the bearing, and follows the bearing all the way around until it pushes it out. So because I'm working, yeah, now the nail is dirty and I've got to wipe it off and everything. But what's going to happen is it's going to go up there, it's going to make contact with this, and it's going to push it all the way around until it kicks the bearing out. And then I can take the nail out of that hole. Alright, so we got the main bearing caps tightened down like finger tight. So now I'm going to torque them to spec. Just going to do 42.5 for the main bearing cap, and for the connecting rod cap bolt I'm going to do 25 foot-pounds. Alright, that's the crankshaft with the keyway. The threads are female threads and they're all the way back in there. The outside of this is smooth. So the order of stuff going on there is sprocket, cover, pulley, and then we've got this washer in between the bolts and the pulley.